What is up, everybody? This is Gabe. I've got an awesome video for you guys today. On this episode of Constant Car Reviews, we're going to be reviewing my friend's 2016 baseline Mustang GT. Now, before I begin the video, by the looks of my shirt, you can obviously tell that I'm a Camaro guy, so I'm going to try to be as unbiased and fair to this review as possible. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is the exterior paint color, which is obviously a bright orange color. You know, for me, the orange color is very unique, and it only can be rocked by a certain amount of cars. This car does an excellent job, and let me explain why. For me, there are two types of oranges. There's the bright, gray color like this one, like an orange peel, and then there's like a darker orange that is borderline like red. And for me, the dark orange color works more with the previous generation because of its bulkier shape, whereas the sleeker, newly redesigned S550 generation really matches the sleekness that the orange, the brighter orange gives to it. Now, I'm not too sure about numbers of to how many production they were, but it is a very good color, and quite frankly, it is a very rare color too. I don't really see many of these orange Mustangs on the streets, so this does give it a look at me, very bright and very attractive color, and it's very eye-catching. Alright guys, so now we're going to get to talking about the rims of the car. These are Vossen VLE ones. This is a very limited production number. There was about 400 pairs that were made out to the public, and these are number 265 out of 400 for the world. So, as I mentioned earlier, these are Vossens, and you can't have Vossen wheels without having nice Vossen amenities. It does come with a coffee mug that says the VLE, the limited edition. It comes with a shirt, I believe it's a medium size, and it comes with the certificate of authenticity. Something that is very interesting about these rims and the car is that for some odd reason the S550 generation, which is this one right here, fits it so well with these rims. And although it is an unconventional choice, and you know, you wouldn't really expect many people to put this, it just matches so well, and it really complements the orange color. So overall, with these tires, with these rims and this color, you do have a very eye-catching and look at me, I'm driving a really nice car look, and it really does it justice. Okay guys, so now we're gonna go over the rear part of the car where you guys can clearly see that there's a lot going on. We have these louvers back here that really give it that exotic car look. The owner himself said that I don't really need visibility, I need style. And it's true, you know, we're driving muscle cars and stuff like that. You don't really need visibility. So these louvers out here do really add that nice little continuation of the form of the car, and it kind of does give it like that Aventador, Huracan look, or any other hypercar of that nature. Back here we have this massive carbon fiber rear spoiler here. It sticks out from the side here. You see it in the rear view mirrors, and in the side view mirrors. It's just enormous, this entire spoiler, and it's an excellent choice. Since the owner doesn't actually track the Mustang, this is more of an aesthetic piece rather than a fully functional downforce piece, and either way it looks just really good. Although he's killing his top speed, he is giving it a lot of great appearance. Okay guys, so now we're gonna get to the bottom section of the car. Now, not much is going on down here actually. This is the baseline model, so it does have the single piece painted diffuser, which does look very good actually, although I'm more of a contrasting kind of guy, but you know what? For this case, it looks very good with the whole orange thing going on here. The taillights aren't tinted because the owner wanted to keep it that orange theme. But now we're going to go to the Roush tips. It does have a Roush axle-back system, which we will be covering later. But it is a little bit bigger than the stock tips, which honestly is a crime because the stock tips are just so small and look so pathetic that honestly, why are they even there? You know, you might as well just cut them off and screw it. But these tips do justice to it. So as I mentioned earlier, this does have the Roush tips, which implies that it does have the axle-back setup. So in case you guys were wondering, the exhaust setup is actually quite simple on this car. It has the factory headers, implying that it does have the factory cats. It has an H-pipe setup, and then it's fitted with the Roush axle-back. So what do you get? You get this. Nice little growl at the startup. Cold start is good. So now let's give it a nice little exhaust rev. little louder now because I can barely hear out of this here. So this is the appropriate Mustang setup that every Mustang should have, because it gives it a very nice loud growl, but it's not the obnoxious type that you really just want the crowd to hit you. But overall, this is how the Mustang should sound. It has just the right amount of sound on it and just the amount of growl. And the drone is minimal inside of the cabin, which we'll be showing you later. So now that we've finished reviewing the exterior part of the car, now we're going to move into the interior part of the car. And there's a lot of things going on in here. Let's take a look. So now that we're inside of the car and the car is actually on, I'm going to show you guys a couple of revs, so how the owner of the car hears its exhaust from the inside. This is what's going on outside. So you guys can clearly see it's a lot louder outside than it is in here because of all of the technology and all of the things that suppresses the sound. But the drone is minimal here, so it actually is a very comfortable ride. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the baseline model GT, which means that this does not come with the leather seats, nor does it come with the color changing gear cluster, and it comes with that really ugly calculator looking user interface system and a couple other things, but for the most part those are the most distinguishable factors. However, the owner of the car said, I'm not going to deal with these cloth seats, they're ugly, they stain, so I'm going to put in some leather seats. And that's exactly what he did. He did an entire leather seat swap with the old cloth seats. He has them in the back, which are from the convertible Mustang GT. So some interesting detail, as I mentioned earlier, is that there is a calculator looking like user face intersystem that's also swapped out in this vehicle. As you guys can see, it's been replaced with the Tom Tuck, or I believe it's the Tom Tuck user face interface. So it's all touchscreen now. Another really cool feature of this car is the neon lights that are on the bottom. So we're going to go over the last detail of this car that makes this car absolutely cool, and that is the fact that it is a 6-speed manual, as you guys can clearly see. Okay guys, so now that we've reviewed the entire car, exterior and the interior of the car, we're going to take it for a little test drive, and I want to show you guys my reaction to it. This is the first time that I actually drive this car, and hopefully it's the last, because I don't want to be driving a Mustang. I'm kidding guys, I'm kidding. I'm actually super excited to drive this car. I've actually never driven a 5.0. And you know, with all of the exhaust and all of the things that have been done to it, I really want to see how the car drives and stuff. So let's go ahead and take it for a spin. Okay, so we just started driving the car, and you know, I'm a little skeptical on it because, you know, it's my first time driving this car. So there's no drone on this car, like literally there is no drone whatsoever. So this is with the window down. What a difference. What a difference. Oh man. So visibility is really bad, like you said. Like, who cares about the visibility? It looks really cool. And then I do have like the carbon fiber wing and like the sides, and like it just sticks out perfectly. And with the sun gleaming on it, you know, you kind of like get that reminder that the shifts are also really short too. I'm surprised. Like, you have no short shifter, no nothing, no anything like that?
Because it's a stock shifter.
Because it is really short, like quick in a way.
Yeah, it's quick. It just gets a lockout at high RPM sometimes. Try go to like 5,000 RPM, and then while you're driving in first. Yeah. And that's when you feel the true power. It just didn't let you in the gear, right?
And these brakes will just stop you right on there.
They're 4-piston Revs.
That the way to go.
Yep. In the track pack, you get a 6-piston, but I don't go tracking, so I don't really need.
Right. I mentioned it in the video that you don't really track the car, and a lot of the things that you bought are just for aesthetics. And
Exactly.
Honestly, good.
Yeah.
It's good because
it's more than enough power for the street. This is my daily driver. I drive it 40 miles a day. It's I want it to be comfortable, look nice, and have some power.
So I'm gonna do a dig. What do you recommend? What is the?
It has launch control, so you just slam the gas. Yeah, that's spin.
Oh my god. Dude, this is so fun to drive, man.
Yeah.
So, aside from just driving it like an animal right now in Mexico, I'm just gonna drive it normally, as if I was replicating a highway cruise, because the owner does say that he takes it about 40 miles a day. So there's gonna be a lot of highway. I hope these are highway miles.
Highway miles.
Just sit in traffic in this. God no. So if I were to go, let's say on 4th or even 5th.
Yeah, you can do 5th going 40.
Nothing at all. You don't even know that you're in a Mustang. You feel like you're just in a.
The AC is louder than exhaust right now.
See, that's good. You need to have an exhaust system that really adapts to like the different RPMs and the speeds that you're going at. Because man, that sound is great. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome, but you don't want that all the time.
No.
Especially when you're coming home from who knows what at 4 o'clock in the morning. The last thing you want to do is wake up, your neighbors or the officials. But then when you drop it into second, then you get a little reminder of what the hell you're in. Outside, if we were to do like the fifth gear at 40 miles an hour, let's try that here right now. Nothing at all. It's just the wind. So now we're gonna do the last launch control before we part ways. Good, barely any wheel spin, anything. 3,000 was the sweet spot for this car, I think.